Well, the moment that you wake up, your life is in the hands of fate. It doesn't matter what the time is, it doesn't matter what the date. Just ask yourself, well, will it be a clear day, or will there be mist? Will everything go smoothly, or will there be a twist? Well, all I know, however it goes, there's always gonna be days like this. There's always gonna be days like this. Days Like This by Alex Ferguson. Episode 1. Off His Trolley. Is that you, Norman?
No, it's Madonna.
Madonna? Oh, I'm sorry, pet. I'm too old to be adopted.
Only me.
Yeah, who else?
You're disappointed, aren't you?
Don't be daft.
Be honest, Ray. When I said Madonna, your heart fluttered. I know you. It's the thought of that pointy brassiere.
Seriously, Norman, you went out for bread and milk when Doctors started.
You have a unique chronology, Ray.
And now Deal or No Deal's finished.
You've been bubbling, haven't you? Don't deny it. Your face is like the plains of Africa after the monsoons.
Everybody cried. This dear old nana lost the $250,000, the 100 and the 75k all in one go, and she wet herself. Her old man had a heart attack and fell off the stool. He was doubly incontinent. Noel tried to dry the nana down with a hairdryer, but he set his own hair on fire. Noel went off in the ambulance with the old man.
Just your average afternoon telly show, then.
Worse. I'm thinking you're lying dead in the streets somewheres, and I'd be stuck with paying off your Christmas club.
But you haven't let out me room yet.
Would I do that? Well, not until they'd found your body. So, what took you so long to get your bread and milk?
Ray, do you believe in Kismet?
That's not a magazine I read.
If it isn't Kismet, explain to me, Ray, why the mentally disadvantaged chum up with me in the street. I mean, what is it about me that draws them like blue bottles to rotten meat?
Well, I wouldn't say you smell that bad.
I would have had a bath this week, only that spider was still there.
And that spider is still there, Norman, because it's dead.
Is it?
Well, that's why it doesn't move.
Oh.
Go on about the mentally disadvantaged and the rotten meat.
I'm outside Cheapskate Supermarket, struggling to get the trolley to accept our 50 centavo piece when a huge shadow falls over me. So I stop. I look up.
Don't tell me it's Dirty Gertie, half price for Pensioners' Day.
No, that's Tuesday. I look up and I see this big bloke, hair like a storm in a hayfield, mitts as big as frying pans.
Oh no, I was afraid of that. The security man finally caught you. He's confiscated our 50 centavos. Bugger, do you know how long it took me to file that down?
No, it's the cerebrally challenged bloke I was telling you about. Anyway, he wasn't at all aggressive. Smiling at me, he says, "What's your name, Mara?" So I say, "Well, why do you want to know?" "Maras always know their names," he says. "You want us to be Maras, didn't you?" "Well, of course," I say. My name's Raymond. Raymond Quigley.
Why do you keep giving people my name?
Well, it's like Marx said.
The communist bloke?
No, Groucho Marx. He said, never give your right name.
So you give mine. If you have to do it, why don't you just make up a name?
I make up a name, I forget it. I can remember your name.
Get on with it.
So he says, Raymond Quigley. That's a bloody funny name. Quigley, I say, not quickly. But he says, if you say Quigley quickly, it sounds like quickly quigley. Ha! He laughs like a hippopotamus and slams me on the back. Do you get it? He says. Do you bloody get it? Me name, Mara, might surprise you. Engelbert. You're thinking Engelbert Humperdinck, aren't you? I say, yes, the composer. Oh, he says, never knowed he done composers. Anyway, that's not me.
There's a surprise.
Engelbert Anderson. Me mum was dead keen on Engelbert. She had an organism at one of his do's. I pretend to express admiration for his mother's taste in popular music. He says, I can tell you're in the same pickle as myself. Right, Mara? Well, Depends on what you mean, I suggest. He rattles the chain on the trolley and says, they've got us all chained up, every last bugger of us. Sometimes you can't see the chains. Quite a metaphor, I say. He hands me back our 50-cent Tavo, saying, you didn't need that, man. And with a twist and a yank, he pulls the trolley out. Be my guest, he says. Live free.
He hikes the trolley out.
Breaks the lock. I'm standing with a vandalised trolley under the CCTV. Don't you laugh?
I'm not. I'm just astounded. I mean, many a charver's tried and failed to hike a trolley free from cheapskates, but why didn't you just say ta-ra and buzz off?
Because Engelbert has one hand on the trolley and the other on my shoulder. That's why. A bloke comes to get a trolley. Engelbert hikes another trolley out.
Seems to like breaking things, your new friend.
That'll be a pund, he says. The bloke gives him a queer look, and Engelbert gives him a mean look. So the bloke hands him £1 and wanders off with the broken lock hanging from the trolley.
£1 a trolley? That's not a bad way of making a living. Of course, till he's broken all the locks, I suppose.
Engelbert turns back to me and he says, Mara, I'm bloody blocked, me. Bloody blocked. Government's after us. Keep interrogating us. Me mum's maiden name, our cat's name, the colour of our tea cosy, how often do you shit, when did you last see your father? All bollocks like that. I keep nodding and humming sympathetically. Suddenly Engelbert glares at me. You're not from the government, are you? I can see the very thought is making him angry. His King Kong paws are bending the push bar on the trolley and the sweat's running into me underpants. I say, no, been unemployed forever. Used to be a bus driver, I say as the bus goes past. If I told him I was a retired local government officer, he'd have thrown me through Cheapskate's window.
I think they all have reinforced glass now. You'd have just bounced off.
That's a comfort to know.
Less chance of laceration.
Oh, well, that's all right then. I'm sorry, Engelbert says, but these government buggers are bloody sly. You cannot be too careful. Did you know they can hear you through the telly? You do surprise me, I say. And the lovey. They can hear every fart. But didn't you worry yourself, Mara. So long as we stick together, we'll beat the bastards yet. Away! And with these heartening words, he sets off for Cheapskate's front door, one hand on the trolley and one arm round my shoulder. So we go shopping. I'm his Mara, and we're sticking together. He drives the trolley like a dodgem car. People have to swerve to get their trolleys out of the way or their cornflakes will get turned to powder. As we go round, Engelbert puts stuff in the trolley saying, man, you've got to try this. A new taste experience. I'm certainly getting a new experience. I'm slinging stuff back on the shelves as fast as Engelbert's adding new stuff. God knows what it looks like on the security cameras.
I'd better see what you've spent our housekeeping on.
What do you fancy? He says. The California or the South African? Me, I didn't care, me. Do you know, I didn't give a flying fart for the label. Me drinky for drunky. And I'm thinking, could I make a run for it? Tip the trolley over and trip him? Would I get to the door before he catches us?
4 jars of honey.
We're compromised on the honey.
4 jars? Where's the compromise? I wouldn't mind, but honey gives me the runs.
That's not the only thing that affects your stomach.
You're right, actually. Chocolate marzipan's the worst.
Well, we only got 2 bars of chocolate marzipan.
Oh, mate.
He said I should spoil myself sometimes.
It would have been so much better if you'd just bought the bread and milk.
Didn't I?
Let's have a look, yeah. Sanitary towels.
Hadn't a heart to tell him she jumped ship 20 years since.
Dishwasher tablets. We don't have a dishwasher.
Makes your dishes smell like flowers, Engelbert says. Then he spots something. See them chrysanthemums? Me mum's mad on chrysanthemums. I think I'll have some of them. My heart stops. My blood freezes. What about your mum? Chrysanthemums or maybe carnations? I'm thinking, dear God, please don't let him steal chrysanthemums with me. I could see the 2 of us, the long and the short, standing up in the magistrate's court.
Why have you bought baked beans with little sausages? I hate them.
Engelbert likes them.
He's not coming round for supper, is he?
Don't panic. Finally, I managed to career towards the checkout, thinking I'll say, thanks for helping, I'll take over now. Maybe he'll attach himself to some other poor sod. But no, at the checkout, Engelbert takes over despite my feeble squeaks. "Leave this to me, Mara," he says. "I won't let this tosspot charge you twice for anything. That's how they make their money, the bastards." He glares at the poor lad on the till who's shaking and white as a sheet, and there's a whiff of hydrogen sulfide and ammonia about him.
Well, you'd have felt right at home then, wouldn't you?
The rest of the customers try to pretend he's not there. Not easy for them. I tell you, I prayed for a heart attack when, with a sweep of his arm, he bundles the woman's shopping in front of us up the belt, and suddenly it's like a tsunami with flattened butter, breaking eggs, and clanks of bottles shooting up the belt. But Engelbert arranges our stuff very tidily.
And nobody complained?
Nobody says a dicky bird.
The security man?
When we came in, he went out.
Aye, they don't pay them too well at cheapskates.
Anyway, our turn comes. Did I say our? And he's at the end of the belt, retrieving the items and packing carrier bags we didn't pay for, and giving the evil eye to the poor lad on the checkout. I pay, but Engelbert takes the receipt and the change and checks it with his tongue sticking out, while the kid on the tail is sweating blood. Only when he's checked it twice does he return the bill and change to me.
What about the other customers?
Well, you know, in cheapskates, they never open the second till. But today they do, mainly to let the kid on our till run off to change his underpants. So out we trundle into the sunshine.
And so now was your chance to make your getaway. How didn't you?
He has an iron arm about my shoulder. That's why. Then Engelbert says, "Hey, how about a bun and a cup of marra?" And our canny little calf. The Last Chance Bistro and Continuable Restaurant, which turns out definitely to be the last chance with an Art Deco display of dead flies in the window.
Oh, yeah, I know the place. I've been there.
My heart leaps up. Maybe I can get out through the lavatory window. So off we trot to the Last Chance. "A roasted tea cake and a mug of java for me, Mara," says Engelbert, the gourmet.
They don't roast tea cakes.
Believe me, at the Last Chance they do. "A clean mug, mind, if you've got one. Me, I'll have the all-day breakfast with the 2 eggs and an extra egg." I'm thinking, good. The more he has to eat, the more chance I have to scoff my bun and excuse myself. "Got to be getting along, Engel. You just enjoy your breakfast. No, don't get up. I'll see myself out." So I say, "Why not have the extra mushrooms, mushy peas, black pudding and fried banana?"
What, no bread and much?
So Engelbert says, "Hey, good idea," and orders the lot. Quicker than a starving Labrador, I scoff me roasted tea cake, gulp down the dishwater in the mug, when I realise he has my left leg clamped against the table leg. I will have to amputate my leg at the hip to escape.
Did you have your doctor set with you?
I'm desperate to get rid of him. We get out of the Last Chance, but he's still by my side like we're conjoined, unidentical twins, and as we pass the post office, I have an inspiration. I ask, "Will he mind the trolley while I dash in for a stamp?" I'm thinking maybe I can pretend to have a fit and get out the back door. But Engelbert says, "Don't worry, man. We can take the trolley with us." Then he sees where we are and cries, "Ah, shite! Ah, no, I can't get in there." And I know there is a God after all. "Why can't you go in?" I ask. He regards me mournfully. "I'm blocked, me. I only legged it for the police come." I say, "I need a stamp for Auntie Nan's letter. Her monkey's just died." Engel wrings my hand, breaking my wrist, but the pain is worth it. "Best of luck, Mara," he says. "Me, I was thinking maybe we could gan together for a tattoos. Something small but significant." I shudder inwardly. "But we can gan another time, Mara. See you later, agitator." Not if I see you first, I think.
So why didn't you just come home?
I hid in the post office for an hour to make sure he'd gone.
The post office? What were you doing there?
Reading the greetings cards. I was shocked how vulgar so many of them are. In fact, I had a long talk with George, the bloke who wanted to buy a card for a woman he met on the internet. He was similarly shocked. He's going to set up a picket line on the greetings card stand. I might join him tomorrow unless I'm having me toenails clipped. I'll have to consult me diary.
And you want me to tell you why the disturbed and mentally unstable chum up with you in the street?
Will everything go smoothly, or will there be a twist? Well, all I know, however it goes, there's always gonna be days like this. There's always gonna be days like this.
Days Like This featured Alex Ferguson as Norman and Craig Lyons as Ray.